UFC Fight Night Cannonier versus Borralho is this weekend, and I'm going to go through every single fight on the card, give my prediction, give my breakdown for who I think is going to win and how, starting with the very first fight on the card. Wang Kong versus Victoria Leonardo. That's probably racist. Sorry. Fuck. I'm going to go Wang Kong. Wang Kong. I got to stop. I'm going to go Wang Kong. I don't know shit about either one of them. I'm keeping it a buck, but she's 9-6. So I'm going to pick Wang Kong. Jacqueline Cavalcanti versus Josiane Nunes. All right, this is tough because Jacqueline Cavalcanti does not have a picture, and that is normally a pretty bad sign. However, Josiane Nunes lost to Chelsea Chandler, so I'm going to pick Jacqueline Cavalcanti to win that fight. Viacheslav Borshchev versus James Llontop, however you say it. Man, Viacheslav Borshchev is 7-4-1. Wow. That's a pretty deceiving record because he is a very talented kickboxer. And I don't know the odds. They're not posted on the UFC website yet. But I'm going to go with Viacheslav Borshchev over James Llontop because I think he's a better striker. And I don't see James Llontop getting Viacheslav Borshchev down. I don't see him shooting a takedown. And if he does, I think Viacheslav Borshchev is going to be able to stuff it. I'm a little concerned about this pick because he did get dropped by Chase Hooper. But I think Chase Hooper is the future lightweight champ. So no shame in that. No shame in getting flatlined by Chase Hooper. I'm going to pick Viacheslav Borshchev over James Llontop. No idea. I'm going to say he wins a decision there. Zachary Reese is facing a guy with no picture. Jose Daniel Medina. I'm going to pick Zachary Reese to probably starch out whoever this guy is. Zach Reese has got a lot of power in his hands. Now, he did get slam KO'd by Cody Brundage. So, that's not good because Cody Brundage is quite shit. So, that's not really a good look. But the more, every day that passes, it's looking more and more like a fluke from the fucking bum. I already forgot his name. Cody Bumdage. As MMA Joey would say, Cody Bumdage. That's looking like a fluke win. Zachary Reese, he's got a lot of power in his hands. He's pretty quick, fast twitch guy. So I'm going to say he KOs that guy. Danny Silva versus Dennis Buzukja. Now, Danny Silva has no picture. I'm sensing a theme on this fight night. I don't know. But actually, trick question, because Danny Silva's actually pretty fucking good. Even though he has no picture. You see, that's the trick. The real guys that aren't good have no picture and they don't have any measurables on. Like, you at least have his height, weight, reach, leg reach, and all that. If you go down to, like, this guy, look, I bet he's got no height, no reach, no leg reach. That's how you know he's a real NPC. But Danny Silva's actually pretty fucking good, so they have his stats on here. I think Danny Silva's going to probably KO Dennis Buzukja, but I think this is a dangerous fight because Dennis Buzukja is a guy that's got a lot of power in his hands, and Danny Silva is hittable. He's there to be chinned. This could be a fight. I don't know the odds. I would say, I don't even know who's the underdog. But if Dennis Buzukja is the underdog, this is a good underdog because Danny Silva leaves his chin up in the air. He's there to be hit. Buzukja has a lot of power. He could chin Danny Silva, but I think Danny Silva is quicker than Dennis Buzukja. He's more technical than Dennis Buzukja, and he's also just as powerful as Dennis Buzukja. I think he's going to catch Buzukja and probably KO him in round 1 or round 2. So I'm going to pick Danny Silva. Maybe that's an underdog pick. I have no fucking idea because the UFC website sucks dick. I'm going to pick Danny Silva. Edmen Shahbazyan versus Gerald Meerschaert. The GOAT, Gerald Meerschaert, is back facing Edmen Shahbazyan. Part of me really, really wants to pick Gerald Meerschaert. I'll edit that out. Part of me really wants to pick Gerald Meerschaert because This just seems like the fight he would win, bro. This seems like the type of fight that Gerald Meerschaert would win. It's got a GM3 masterclass written all over it. But I'm going to pick Edmen Shahbazyan. I'm not going to fall for the GM3 trap. But I'm sure since I'm not picking him, he's probably going to fucking win. But I think Edmen Shahbazyan, he's good enough. He's got pretty good power. So I think he can probably KO Gerald Meerschaert, or at least hurt him or out-damage him and win a decision. I'm going to say he KOs him in round 2. Edmen Shahbazyan, round 2 KO. Neil Magny. This is the feature fight on the card, by the way. There's like 9 fights on this card. Pretty weak. Neil Magny versus Michael Morales. Again, there's no odds. I'm assuming Michael Morales is probably a pretty huge favorite because he's an undefeated young prospect, and it's Neil Magny. No, don't do it. I'm going to take Michael Morales, man. He's got good leg kicks, and Neil Magny is very susceptible to low kicks. You know, you can connect the dots there. I don't see Neil Magny fraud checking Michael Morales, and that's who Neil Magny is. He's the fraud checker. If you lose to Neil Magny, you have officially been fraud checked, like Mike Malott. You know, if you can't get past Neil Magny, you're a certified bum. All right. So this is really just, is Michael Morales ready for the top 15? And I think he is. But I think this might be his last win before he finally loses. I think after Neil Magny, his next step up, I think he's going to lose that one. I haven't been super impressed from Michael Morales so far, but he is young and he is constantly improving. And Neil Magny, he's already plateaued. You know, he's at his peak. He's as good as he's ever going to be. If anything, he's gotten worse. So I think Michael Morales is good enough to beat Neil Magny. I think he's powerful, big, strong guy. I don't think Neil Magny's going to fucking clinch him against the cage all fight and stomp his toes and knee his thigh. I think he's too strong for that. And I think Michael Morales is going to piece him up with leg kicks, keep him at range. I think Michael Morales is going to destroy that leg, land the more damaging shots, and probably win a decision over Neil Magny, if I had to guess. So I'll go Michael Morales by unanimous decision. Holy shit, what a banger. Angela Hill, 17-13. Watch out. Versus Tabatha Ricci. Tabatha Ricci. Hey, sorry. Tabatha Ricci. I'm going to go Tabatha Ricci, probably. I'm trying to give you a reason. I'm really trying. I don't have one. Tabatha Ricci, she's going to be the pick. I just think she's better than Angela Hill, who's just kind of... Angela Hill's kind of the Neil Magny of the women's strawweight division. That's my comparison. Neil Magny and Angela Hill are the same person if they swapped genders, right? And I think Tabatha Ricci is good enough to beat Angela Hill. That's what it comes down to. I'm going to pick Tabatha Ricci probably by decision. What a great fight night this is. Jared Cannonier versus Caio Borralho in the main event. Jared Cannonier coming off the loss to Nasruddin Imavov. Early stoppage. Very poor stoppage. Even though he was rocked, he was cracked, and he was kind of just running away for like 20, 30 seconds. But he never went down. Now it's irrelevant. He's facing Caio Borralho, and he has a chance to bounce back against a guy who hasn't faced really stiff competition. This is a pretty big jump up, going from Paul Craig to Jared Cannonier. Pretty big jump up, but at the end of the day, I'm not picking against the fighting nerds. Until one of them loses, I'm not picking against them. I'm going with Caio Borralho. I think he's very well-rounded. He's got a lot of power in his hands, really good striking, really good grappling. I think he's going to be too much for Jared Cannonier, who's coming off a fight where he took a lot of damage. His chin got cracked, and he took a lot of follow-up shots after that. That is a fact. Whether you think it's an early stoppage or not, that is a fact. And he's like 40 or 41 at this point. You know, it's only downhill from here. Jared Cannonier isn't going to get any better. Caio Borralho is still pretty young. He's in his prime, and I just think this is setting up to be a Caio Borralho masterclass. I think this is going to get him up in the top 5. I think Jared Cannonier is still in the top 5, if not like top 6 or whatever. It's going to be a big jump up for Caio Borralho, and I think he's going to succeed. So I'm going to take Caio Borralho to get this one done, and I'm going to say he KOs Jared Cannonier. I'm going to say he puts him out, not an early stoppage. I'm going to say he gets it done for real and actually gets a legitimate KO stoppage over Jared Cannonier. I'm going to say he gets that one done in round number 3, maybe late round 2. Yeah, Caio Borralho, Fighting Nerds. I'm not picking against them until one of them loses. They have plot armor, bro. Caio Borralho, round 3 KO is going to be my final pick. And those are my picks for UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Borralho. Let me know who you guys think is going to win, Jared Cannonier or Caio Borralho. And I'll see you next time.